Hi there, you are listening to the Being Unstoppable podcast, where we talk about being unstoppable in your brand, business, and life. I'm your host, Caralee Fontanelli, and as an entrepreneur, lawyer, course creator, and author, I understand what it takes to strive for the next level. Through 20 years of having several businesses, making a ton of mistakes, and celebrating loads of success, I love to share my secret sauce, tips, and strategies on how you too can become unstoppable. Welcome back to another episode of the Being Unstoppable podcast. Today, we are just going to get straight on into it. As you know, I am a massive believer in growing your personal brand. I think it is so important no matter who you are and no matter what you do. Your personal brand is yours. It is what people say about you when you leave the room. It is what people see about you online. And whether you are self-employed or whether you are employed, you have the responsibility of making sure that your personal brand reflects exactly who you are and what you want it to say about you. Essentially, we are all playing the reputation game, whether you like it or not. And your personal brand and how you appear online is your reputation. Therefore, it is your business. When you are thinking about working with someone, what do? I don't know about you, but I hop on Google and I look their name up. And you might find them on LinkedIn. You might find some back-end Google stuff happening. You might find them on their business page, or they might have their own website. That can be a really scary thought, that people might be Googling your name and doing searches on you, and you don't really have any control over what they're seeing or how your reputation appears. Have you thought about it for yourself? How do you appear online? And when you do think about it, is it confronting for you to think, I wonder what someone would see if they Googled my name? Well, be assured that you can take control of what shows up on Google. If you are intentional and you do a little bit of background work, you are absolutely 100% in control of what appears on Google. And today I want to talk to you about how you can take control of that. This is the thing, right? We all have a huge opportunity before us to appear online in a way that's authentic and that aligns to ourselves and the values that we have, as well as the offers that we have. And we get to showcase our brand and stand out in a way that we have more influence. But this is the thing. So many people don't actually embrace this opportunity. There are so many amazing ways that you can do this on Google, and it's absolutely free, apart from spending a little bit of your time on it, or you can get your VA to help you out with it as well. And you know how much I love to automate and delegate and get other people to do some of this work. But you can do it, or a VA can do it. So let's get stuck into it. And I want you to grab a pen, because this is 10 simple ways, and I'm going to be shooting these off super quick, that you can be more visible online and that you can control and influence what people see on Google. There are many ways that you can control what is visible on Google. So let's get stuck into what is going to be 10 very, very actionable steps you can go away from the podcast today and start implementing. So number 1, you can buy your own name.com or your own name.co. So for me, I couldn't get Caralee.com. Wouldn't that be amazing? It's actually sitting there somewhere in cyberspace. It doesn't have a website attached to it. So you can get your own name.com, or you can always go .co. And then you can also create your own website. It could be as basic as a landing page, or you could direct your domain name to your business website, depending what that is. Of course, you can also buy your country domain name. So in Australia, you could buy .com.au. In New Zealand, you could buy .co.nz. When you have your own website or your own landing page and someone types in your exact name, that is going to be one of the first things that appear on the front page of Google. And then you have 100% control over what people see. On your website, you can create a vision that aligns with you, and you can create the words and content that aligns with you as well. This giving you 100% control over what people see when they come to your website. Okay, number 2, update your bio and about you page on your business website or your .com website. If you don't have a bio page, ensure that you create one, because this is an opportunity where, again, you can let people know about you, about your values, and how you work. Next up, we have LinkedIn. Even if you don't use LinkedIn very often, but I'm telling you, you should be using LinkedIn. If you're not using it, you should be. But even if you don't, go into LinkedIn and make sure that you update your bio in LinkedIn. LinkedIn has very good SEO ratings. And whenever you Google someone's name, even if there's not much information online about that person, their LinkedIn profile always pops up on the front page. So make sure that you update your LinkedIn profile so that you are reflecting exactly what you want to reflect when someone clicks on your bio. Okay, number 4 is to claim your knowledge panel on Google. When you type in your name, you might see on the right-hand side that there's a Google knowledge panel, and it will say claim this panel. So you can go in and do that and set that up. That's a knowledge panel that's about you. It's a little bio that will appear in Google. You have 100% control over that, so go claim it now. Number 5, set up a Google page and update the page so that it represents your brand as it is today. Again, this is 100% free and available for you. Next up, we have that you should start a YouTube channel and upload videos to speak to your audience. Now, sometimes being on video can be hard and it can be tricky and take a lot to get used to. But it can be done, and you know what? Video is not going away anytime soon. What I can recommend to make yourself a lot more comfortable on video is to start with Instagram stories. Now, the likelihood of millions of people watching you on your Instagram stories is very, very low. Your numbers are probably a lot smaller than that, which means that it's a really great platform to start using to get comfortable with video. You don't have to overthink it. You can just share little moments of your life in 15-second blocks, and it becomes easier and easier as you go. Then you can upgrade from there or move on to actually sharing videos or IGTVs. So you can do that. And the great thing about YouTube, once you start uploading to YouTube, is that it is actually a search engine. So it doesn't matter how long a video has been on there. If someone searches something in YouTube, it will be seen for years to come. So it's a really valuable asset. Google owns it. So therefore, if you record videos on YouTube and people search your name, they will pop up on the search. So it's a really great idea to start uploading some Google videos for your business and your personal brand. My next strategy is to start a podcast. Podcasting is a really great way of controlling your content. It's a really great way of getting content out there, and it also searches very well on Google and SEO. So when people type in your name, what pops up except the podcasts that you have been on? So I've been a guest on quite a lot of podcasts as well. And when my name is searched, those podcast episodes come up on the first or second page of a Google search. So that's a really great way as well to get yourself and your brand out there, as well as being able to speak to whatever your expertise is. Now, starting a podcast might seem overwhelming, and I totally understand that, but you know what? It's actually really, really simple. And that's why I love podcasting, because it gives you loads of opportunities and it's a very, very simple thing to be doing. Now, my next tip is to blog. Now, blogging is like the oldest form of content creation in terms of digital marketing, and it's still very valid. And the reason it's still very valid is because when you create blogs or articles and they are relevant in a search, they will pop up on the front page of Google. So they are really important and they are still really valid. If you can start doing more blogs, whether it be on your business page or your personal page or even someone else's business, they can have a really great effect on Google searches. Next one is to appear on other people's online media, magazines, or blogs, or linking your website with theirs. This will really help you in the SEO of your business, and it will also help your personal brand. It is really great to be seen in other people's media, not just your own. And it brings about a whole lot of different opportunities of meeting really great people and collaborating that you may not get when you're working as a lone wolf. Of course, as well, it also helps to fill the Google airwaves with your name. And so when people are doing searches of you, you will appear in other people's media online, which is wonderful for your personal brand. Of course, make sure that the media that you are appearing on or agreeing to write articles for, make sure that it aligns with your values. That's really, really important because we're doing a branding exercise here where we want to put out into the world what you stand for and what your values are. So it is important that when you're collaborating, that you're collaborating with people that share the same values as you do and that you're working in alignment. And finally, my last tip is to make sure that all your social media platforms are updated. And that goes for old ones too that you are no longer using. So for example, Twitter. We all used to use Twitter and maybe you still do, but maybe you don't. And if you're not using Twitter anymore, make sure that the bio is up to date or close the account down so that you don't have all of these old social media accounts lingering around. That goes for all sorts of things. It could be an online dating site. It could be, who knows? What you need to do is you need to Google your name and you need to see what comes up. Now look back as far as you can go. Keep clicking the pages back. Page 1, page 2, go right back and have a look. Now the next way of doing a little bit of an audit is to put your name into Google, do a search, and then click on the images and see what images come up under your name as well. That can be super helpful. Now, you'll find all kinds of things from the past, and if you do and you don't want it on there, it gives you the opportunity of updating whatever media it is. It also gives you the opportunity of maybe contacting the media company or wherever the image is stored or the article is stored to see if you can get it taken down. Because what aligns with your brand today might not align with your brand from 5 or 10 years ago. And we are getting that far down the track with online now that we are looking back at 10 years or longer. The other day, I had a memory pop up on Facebook and it was of my 2 little boys that were 2 little boys 13 years ago. They're now adults. And it was crazy because it reminded me that Facebook has been around that long. I joined Facebook in 2008. So when we are looking at Google and we are looking at our social media and all of that sort of thing, remember it does go back that far. But we do have the opportunity of controlling it and making sure that we are on top of what others might see if they Google your name. And we can do this by doing an audit. Don't be scared. Hop in there, Google your name, see what pops up, and make sure it's all in alignment with you as you are today by doing some of the 10 things that we've just talked about. Now, the thing with your personal brand, whether you think you have a strong one or whether you don't think you have one at all, remember that you actually do have one, and it can take time to create and craft the personal brand that you are really proud of and that aligns with your values. So to do this, you really have to uncover the true you, what you stand for, and who it is that you're trying to attract into your life. These are some of the things that we do inside the Scalable Business Society, because your brand is your business. It's about who you are attracting into your life, your clients and your team members. And sometimes even more importantly, your team members. My business exploded when I started to get great team members. And I started to get great team members when I started to work on my personal brand. So it's all intertwined, and I want you to know that you do have control over it, and you can start making things happen today by taking these 10 steps. That's all I have for you today. I hope that you've enjoyed the podcast. If you have, I would love it if you would leave me a review. That would be amazing. For today, I'm signing off. So bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Being Unstoppable podcast, brought to you by my personal brand freebies, which you can find at caraleefontanelli.com. If you got value from this week's episode, I would love it if you would hit subscribe and take a minute to leave me a review. You can connect with me on Instagram or Facebook. Just search for Caralee Fontanelli. Until next time, remember, if you believe in yourself, you will be unstoppable.